Hello everyone and welcome to this Videos on Frontier video. My name is Jay Wakefield and here I present to you something that Blue Planet 64 viewers will remember. Videos on Frontier only viewers might not remember so much. You may have seen glances of this machine in other videos. However, let me tell you the story about how I came by this machine. Back around Christmas 2011, I really quite fancied dabbling in the small form factor computers, you know, maybe getting hold of one, and the plan was to use it as a bedroom media center computer. So, yeah, I was perusing on eBay, and on Christmas Eve of 2011, I found this one for about £24 and decided to go for it. Now, when I got this machine, it came originally with a DVD-ROM drive, a 2.6 GHz Intel Celeron D processor, the D being a misnomer because said CPU is not a dual core. It came with 256 megs of RAM, but no hard disk. So I put in a 500 gig hard disk, which unfortunately didn't survive. But the machine was useful as my media center machine. Brilliant. However, over the course of its life, when I had J. Wakefield computers, my original plan was to use a Blue Packard Bell Media as my office computer. Now, it was apparent straight away that that machine just would not do everything I needed of it. So I decided to bring this machine to the office. That, and I got the Dell Optiplex 170EL, which became my bedroom computer. This I felt was more suited to the office because, you know, of its small form factor, perfect to sit on the desk and easy to kind of move out the way when servicing other machines. Now, while it was in the office, I mean, as my bedroom computer, I upgraded the RAM pretty much straight away to 1 GB. But as my office machine, the processor was changed, because the Celeron D just wasn't working out. I put in instead a 3.2 GHz Intel Pentium 4 HT540, the Press Hot edition. The 500 gig hard drive didn't last 2 minutes, being a Hitachi Death Star. May have actually had something to do with the fact that I maybe accidentally dropped it, and it was actually an accident. So for a while it had an 80 gig drive in. However, my main machine was recently upgraded to a 1 terabyte hard drive as the boot drive, and the 320 gig drive it replaced is kind of showing signs of reaching the end of its life. And Crystal Disk Info announced that said hard disk had one reallocated sector. However, I still feel that the disk has got usable life left, and as this is no longer a mission critical machine, I feel that it's perfectly fine for that hard disk to live out its days in the Cube. Anyway, and between the 500 gig drive and the 320 gig drive, I've had an 80 gig drive in the machine, which I had got from a failed Retrofest computer build. Anyway, so this is a Cube. It now has 2 gigs of RAM, DVD burner. Some of you Blue Planet 64 viewers will remember that this was the drive bought in haste to get the Packard Bell Legend 406 CD going, but when I bought a proper drive, proper drive for that machine, a beige bezeled CD-ROM drive, this drive then went into the Cube. As a DVD burner is more useful in something like this than it would have been ever in a 100 megahertz Pentium powered, no, in a 75 megahertz Pentium powered, Packard Bell Legend 406 CD. So on the front, you can see the DVD burner plus a bay for a floppy disk drive, should I wish to add one. That should have really been my priority, because everyone knows all real computers have got floppy drives in them. As UXW Bell once said. Also on the front you have line-in microphone and headphone ports, 2 USB 2 ports, a mini Firewire port, and if we swing it around you see a Scotland bumper sticker which I was bought. Very nice. And on the rear of the machine you see a power supply, a power input, RS232 serial, VGA out. Now this one is not used. I do not use this VGA out because this is onboard graphics. And the chipset on this motherboard is SIS, Silicon Integrated Systems, which is sick-tastic. It's puke. Gives me the bulk. Moving on. There are 6 USB 2 ports, very nice. Ethernet, PS2 mouse and keyboard ports, line in, and this is I do believe a 5.1 surround sound system, very nice. And here is where the Radeon 9250 graphics card used to sit. However, that was upgraded as well to an NVIDIA GeForce FX 5200, which is a much better card. And that has VGA out, S-Video out, and Composite out, which is very nice. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set this machine up in my bedroom, where it will play the role of bedside computer, a concept given to us by Luke Miller. And I'm going to install Windows XP Media Center Edition on it. So let's go. Okay, let's get started. First of all, we want to select the correct system. So there we are, the Cube. Got my Media Center CD here. So this is the first time I've powered on since attaching the new hard disk. So, smoke test! So let's see what's been detected and why. I'm not going to lie, that's not really the most encouraging sign that I was after. Doesn't really seem to be a way to get... Oh, here we go. There we go. I don't know. I think it could be the hard disk that is holding up the BIOS. This disk really could have died. I'm just going to do some troubleshooting. I'll be right back. Well, I've done some troubleshooting and it does seem that the Skeetgate drive is dead because it's stopping the rest of the computer from posting. Well, sayonara. Whoops, probably woken up the neighbours down the stairs. And now, to install instead this 160 gig Samsung. Nice. Okay, so now the hard drive is installed. Even a child can see that this case is hermetically sealed and has been sitting on top of this Dell, which does not belong to Funk and Wagnall, since noon today. But me, with my great powers, should be able to ascertain whether or not this hard drive actually works, because it was actually given to me. Well, a set of drives were given to me by someone on Freegal, so that's quite good. It's quite funny because the guy's parting words to me were, "I can assure you there's no pornography on these drives." And kids, if you don't know what pornography is, that is a very good thing. It's a very naughty thing that mummies and daddies sometimes like to watch. But you can't. You're not allowed. Anyway, apparently there's none on the hard drive. So, and in any case, I plan to format it as soon as I power up. Anyway, so there. Anyway, smoke test. Well, that's a more encouraging sign. So this is, it's a Samsung drive that's in here. And, yeah, I like Samsung drives. They're pretty reliable regularly. So, that's been detected. Capacity 160 gig. 65,535 cylinders, 16 heads, 0 pre-comps, landing zone 65534, and sector count is 255. Seems that this drive has got more landing zones than Philadelphia International Airport. Anyway, moving on. Here is Windows Media Center. So, what I'm going to do is I've got disk 1 here. Sorry about that, ran out of memory. I had some old videos that I'd forgot to delete from my phone. Scroll down, save and exit. And I do believe it's F12. Or maybe not. So now we're going into Windows XP setup, which is always good. Roll up update on this disk. We've got some paper. Got a piece of paper entitled Possible Product Keys. That's not very confidence inducing. This is a legitimate copy though. I think what I'll do is I'll let the video... I'll come back once I actually get somewhere. Okay, so what I want to do now is set up Windows. And then agree to the licensing agreement. Looks like this drive's been partitioned. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to delete all of the partitions. Blah. I think what I'm going to do is have a 60 gig or thereabouts partition. And then a 100 gig partition for the data. What I'm going to need to do is I'm going to format the C partition. And obviously as soon as I'm in Windows, I can actually then go ahead and format the D partition. The D partition I think is going to hold a few videos, you know, that sort of stuff. So, you know, I always have data accessible, you know, and if I need to reformat the machine, not a problem, my data will be there. On my main machine I do have a data drive, which is absolutely fine, and you know, basically it's a similar system. You know, if I need to format, my data is still on the data drive waiting for me. Okay, so now we're actually into the GUI phase of setup. So, because I have a British keyboard attached to this computer, I'm going to change... Well, first I need to change the system locality to... System locale to Great British, and change the keyboard layout as well. There we go. And now type my name. For the product key. So now it's time to name the computer on the network. I'm going to call it simply, do you know what? I'm going to call it the Cube. And then type my password in.
All you have to do is co-sign, as you are the one with the income and the house is in your name. Oh, please, Hank.
So I'm going to use the work group. I'm going to call it work group.
Oh, Hank. Mary, you know, the last meeting. No, we can't let this die. I can drive everyone. Where does everyone live? I'm sorry, Pete.
Okay, so that's Windows XP installed. And for the out-of-the-box experience thing.
I can't believe it. What am I going to do with my weekends now? Except watch sports. Oh well, Peggy.
Hold on, Hank. I need to use their powder room. Maybe it's the 10 cups of coffee I drank to stay sharp for this.
I'll get the truck.
Ready to activate Windows. Not quite.
She gave us such a big
Just waiting now on whoops.
Thank you. Lights come again.
And that is Windows XP Media Center installed. I've not seen this for a wee while.
Oh, well, oh, okay.
Not seen this for a wee while. However, now is the time to install some drivers. I will also need to install the internet dongle. So, because I do not believe I have the NVIDIA drivers, although I could be sadly mistaken. USB disk 2.0. So if we have a look in my computer, Intel Pentium 4 CPU 3.2 GHz, 3.21 GHz with 2 gigs of RAM and physical address extension. Hyperthreading's also been enabled on the CPU. Oh yeah, talking of that, and I've just reminded myself, time to format the D drive. Aw, yeah. Okay, there we go. Actually have the drivers on this flash disk. Excellent. Oh, and it actually does look like I've bothered with the NVIDIA drivers. I am a clever boy, I do deserve a biscuit. Do you know what? I'm actually going to copy my documents over to the D drive. So, D:/ my space document. Move everything over. So now when I go to the documents folder, it's all in the D drive. So first off, time to install some display drivers. I love how it advertises Portal. I'm not sure it would run on an FX 5200. Free games for all NVIDIA gamers! Portal! First slice. Well, I must say that installing that driver was a piece of cake. Well, I would, except cake is a lie. Whoops. Yay, hairdryer mode! Yay, Windows XP! Now somewhere I've got a... I know somewhere I have a CD for the TV tuner. I mean, that would be a really good thing to have. Crevens, I'm not sure where it's gone. But, there we go. As you can see, the screen has now been set to its native resolution, which can mean only one thing. I can't see a thing! Extra large mouse pointer. Just going to install all of the drivers now. Aye, that sounds like it's working. It's this IDE driver. It's not often you see an installer with a green background either. And now to install the LAN drivers. And it already has inbuilt LAN drivers, but you know, as with any driver, with any operating system, my advice is to, you know, even if the operating system has a driver inbuilt, if you can get a more up-to-date one from the hardware vendor, then I would say that it's a good idea to do it. Alright, okay. So that's all of the actual drivers installed on the system. Now let's go and install some other stuff. Now before going online, it's always a good idea to have antivirus software installed and updated. So that is what I'm away to do now. So I don't want Google Chrome installed, I just want an Express setup. Basically, by doing it this way, before installing any wireless or what have you, I ensure that I'm protected from the moment I go online. Away we go!
Welcome to Avast.
Why, thank you.
completed.
That's brilliant. So eventually I got the wireless going, and now as you can see I'm installing all my internet orientated programs. So Dropbox and Firefox. Now I mean, I know this is just a bedside computer, but I mean sometimes it is, you know, a good idea to be able to access stuff, you know, on it. So I mean that's what's happening here. Just going to get rid of some of the junk from the desktop. Don't need that. And now to set up my Dropbox. Syncing the Firefox. And while that's doing that, my Dropbox is downloading, and everything seems to be in order. While all that's happening, I am going to install... Whoa! I'm going to install some stuff. Sorry about this, I'm just I'll show the screen once I'm done with anything. Avast is analysing a suspicious program. Dun dun dun! Avast has become quite strict in its old age. I must admit. I mean, it's there's no. I mean, it's like, you know, if there's a program and it's reporting it as a false positive, it's not just a case anymore that you can actually just say go ahead and ignore that. Now, what will happen is Avast will actually submit it to their labs for testing. Installing Power DVD 5 while I wait for Firefox to be done syncing. And while we're here, while we're waiting, I may as well install the TV tuner. Ah yes, AdBlock Plus is now installed. And it looks like Firefox is correctly sunk. All my bookmarks are there. See, I have one-click access to the entirety of the Computer Chronicles database. How good is that? Still a lot of stuff to install. TV tuner, VLC media player, wouldn't mind an install of iTunes. That sort of stuff. but Dropbox is actually synchronizing itself over the LAN. It's a nice wee feature of the Dropbox. That will actually do that. So if you have a computer, so say if you had your laptop and desktop both connected to the Dropbox. No, say if you had both your laptop and desktop.
Virus database has been updated.
Well, isn't that nice? Both your laptop and desktop connected to your home network. It wouldn't waste any internet bandwidth, or therefore any time, downloading the Dropbox from the laptop when it can just kind of stream it over from your desktop. Or it could be, you know, any two machines on the network. Now the drivers are currently being installed. Excellent, Smithers. I wonder if these drivers are media center compatible. So WinTV has been installed. Windows XP is doing its usual trick of bobbing on and off the network. Thanks, Windows. Oh wait, no, I've got to do it the new MAME way. Thanks, Obama. I don't know what he's got to do with anything, but okay. Which actually reminds me, where have all the left-wing politicians gone? The UK and America seem to be going to hell in a handbasket. UK more so now, though, with the Tory government. You know, what with the DWP suggesting residential work programmes. Yeah, you can't fool me with that, Ian. Residential work programmes. Let me translate. What it actually means is, the workhouse has been recommended to make a return for the long-term unemployed and the disabled, according to them. And also, a lot of safety legislation has now been overturned. So basically, employers, well, I don't know. The government, you would only like a Tory government if you were rich. I wonder what it must feel like to be part of the 1%. I really do. You know? Imagine that. Being able to live comfortably. Not ever knowing about, you know... That's just nonsense, but... yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, man, full. Still scanning for TV channels. Yay, television!
This is an area of a thick cloud.
Okay, now that's been sorted. Let's go and install some more stuff. Zoom text so I can actually see.
Welcome to Zoom text setup. Next. Zoom text license agreement. Press O. Next. 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 Custom installation. Next. Next. Zoom
Let's
text
not run
start
Zoom text when the
processing.
system
Next.
starts.
Copying files. Installing Zoom text components.
Installing speech synthesizers. Please wait. Maybe not just yet.
We can also discuss malware.
I knew that I had the install file for Office 2003 on my flash disk for a reason. So here we are. This is a cube just about installed. All I need to do now is run the updates. With Power DVD, Foxit Reader, WinTV, and of course a copy of Microsoft Office. Anyway, that I guess this concludes this video. I hope you've enjoyed watching it. Thank you for actually watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please feel free to subscribe. Instructions on how to do so will follow. Thank you for watching, and I hope you'll all join me for my next video.